got my co-host Kyle. Say what's up.
Let's get this shit going, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first ever Halfsies award show on your program, the Day One Podcast.
Yes, welcome in everyone. I am your host of this show.
Whoa,
My name is Kyle. My co-host,
bro.
Bro,
You
you're ruining it.
Co-host, and I am also the co-host. There is no one singular host.
Yeah,
we
you
are
my
the
co-host.
hosts.
Whatever, dude. I was getting there until you rudely interrupted me. Now the show stinks.
Hey, you said the host. We
Yeah,
are the hosts.
Bro, show's dead.
Show
You
dead.
cut me off. I was about to cut a promo, and now it's dead.
All right, run it.
Do you have any opening dialogue jokes that you have to give to people? Any jokes?
Listen, it's been a tough week. I mean, I am 3-0 against you in fantasy, which was kind of not a big deal to do. I don't know how the hell I won, but I won. A win is a win. And kind of like the Philadelphia Eagles, we just keep finding ways to win and keeping the main thing for this playoff run. And my girl currently is taking care of business as well. She's keeping the main thing. Actually, not really. You getting your get back.
She's getting cooked.
Shout out to Mrs.
Front runner.
Welcome in. I am your co-host, Anthony. I'm also here with my co-host, the host with the most,
Facts.
Kyle.
That's right.
What's happening?
What's happening, y'all?
So we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. Obviously, we're going to start with the NFL Halfsies Awards, our first time doing it. We kind of did our award predictions at the beginning of the season. We're going to do our halfway award winners on each category, and maybe if you could find them at some point, we'll see how our beginning of the year predictions are looking, and how they're all shaping out. And then after we get through the award show, get to try to tell y'all kind of a quiet week, but a couple big performances. And then we'll talk about the picks for the week, preview week 11 in the NFL, give our locks of the week, and then we'll get you on your way. No out of left field because the Halfsies are going to be a minute.
Yeah. So before we jump into it, I'm gonna give you. I have the list of the predictions here, so let's just take a gander. Okay, look it over. All right. So you had MVP Jalen Hurts looking pretty good so far.
Mm-hmm.
You had TJ Watt as your DPOI looking good. Offensive Player of the Year, you had Justin Jefferson not looking great because he's hurt, but it is what it is. Rookie of the Year, Bijan, not terrible. He's up there, but not quite. There's a front runner now. Jalen Carter is the Rookie of the Year, and Cooper Kupp is the Comeback Player of the Year, which got derailed due to another injury. I don't have my list anywhere. My list is gone, but whatever.
Really?
Mine was right, so that's all we need to remember.
Nah, I want to say your list was Joe Burrow MVP.
Micah Parsons DPOI.
Yeah.
Who's up there too. He's in that 10-11 sack range.
Right.
I had Devon Witherspoon as Defensive Rookie of the Year. I had
still looking great, but
didn't I have Stroud as my Offensive Rookie of the Year?
No, I think you had Bryce Young.
No, I didn't have Bryce Young. I don't think. I had Stroud and then Bijan. We need to check the film. But I can't find it nowhere.
Let's check the film.
Yep, run it back, bro. Run it back.
You keep the people appeased while I fact check you.
Yeah. So basically how these awards are going to go is this isn't who we think's going to win MVP at the end of the year. Okay, because guess what?
I kind of did mine based on what I think is going to happen, but
that's the future. Okay, What is that? That's if, buts, and maybes, and we don't do that in the program. We only do absolutes. So anything up through week 10, that's our halvesies predictions, okay? We did all the same awards we did before: MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, rookies, offensive and defensive, and then comeback Player of the Year.
Yep. All right, so I found your list. You want me to just run through the number ones or the number ones and twos?
Number ones.
The ones. All right. So you had Joe Burrow as MVP. Iffy, I guess.
It's not terrible if he keeps playing the way he is, because people will forget about week 1 and 2. He
just didn't have a great start, so he's not really in that conversation as of now. But if they keep going, then yeah. Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year, looking good. Lamar Jackson, Offensive Player of the Year, which that kind of.
If he doesn't win MVP, he might very well win that.
Right. Yeah. That's still looking good. Offensive Rookie of the Year, you had Bryce Young. I was right.
Okay.
That's not looking great.
I thought I had
Von Witherspoon, Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's looking great. And Cooper Kupp, which is not looking great.
Tough. But it is what it is.
Tough scene, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of our stuff got derailed by injuries or misusage, not necessarily on the players. I mean, my Bryce Young pick was fucking wild, but.
Yeah, but I mean, he was the number 1 pick for a reason, so.
Yes, he was. All right. What do you say? We get into these picks?
Absolutely. We definitely should, bro.
Let's do it, bro. So, let's just establish right now that all mine are right. All yours are wrong. So run me through your list. Tell me your story. Tell me your reasoning. Go ahead. All right.
So we'll run through from chronological order. My MVP, I have Jalen Hurts. Now,
surprise.
Yeah, surprise. I promise it's not a homer pick. The Offensive Player of the Year one is a little bit of a homer pick for me.
That's a homer
pick. No, MVP, Jalen Hurts. Sure, a lot of the quarterbacks haven't really been playing to the standard that, we've seen quarterback play in recent years, but he's playing, in my opinion, the best of all of them at this point in the year. I mean, he has an 8-1 record, the best in football. 15 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 2,300 passing yards with 300 on the ground and 7 rushing touchdowns. Pretty comparable to a guy like Pat Mahomes, his stat line. A couple more touchdowns, a little bit more passing yards, less rushing yards, and obviously less rushing touchdowns. He's been the reason why we've won games. He's had us in games. He's obviously the most valuable player to our team.
Yep.
Because, he goes down, Marcus Mariota comes in. We are not the same team. Plain and simple. And he's been showing his worth. It's kind of been a little bit of a quiet case, but he's quietly turned into the favorite just based on his consistency. And I feel like that's what's going to win the MVP award this year. Not really the flashy stats and the plays, but I mean the stats too, to a degree, but the consistency, the wins, him just, keeping us in a position to contend deep in the playoffs. I mean, it's in my opinion, it's really between him and Pat.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson. But I mean, he's definitely running it back, and I got to give it to Jay Hurts. Much respect, and shout out to the Pat McAfee show.
Yep,
they did their own kind of halvesies, the middies. He was their MVP. So I am not crazy for saying that. In my halvesy, he's the MVP.
No, you're not. You're not crazy. I definitely think the record at this point helps. Like, I feel like if they were sitting at the 6-3, 7-2, like the rest of the league, it's a much bigger question. Because I mean, Jalen Hurts has been playing great. He's number 9 in passing yards. He's behind Tua, Pat, all those guys. So like, that's one thing. Plus, he had the bye week, so that also helps. Interceptions, you're also towards the top of the league, which isn't great, but so's Pat. So is Josh Allen. Like, there's some guys that have thrown some picks. So this isn't an outrageous take. I definitely do think you're probably right. As out of the quarterbacks, he's been the best just because of the record. I feel like there's been 10 guys playing top 5 quarterback this year, because I just don't think there's quite that level. Sam Howell's leading the NFL in passing yards right now.
That's insane.
So like that just goes to show like it's kind of a weird year when it comes to quarterbacking.
Right. So yeah, I mean, and I feel like of those guys that they really haven't been playing the way. Obviously, he's not having the explosive, flashy plays that he was last year, where we were like, all right, he's really in this conversation. But of the guys, he's been the most consistent. Team has the record. He's won us games.
Mm-hmm.
What more can you ask for from an MVP candidate?
Yep.
Besides, it hurts again. So yeah, Jay Hurts, my MVP. Offensive player of the year. This one for me was really tough because I was going between AJ and Tyreek Hill. Both have been having ridiculous starts to their seasons. Both of them are on pace for 2,000 yards receiving.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That never happened before. Not just one guy, because we're like, who's going to break 2,000? Justin Jefferson?
Yeah.
Like, he would be the guy. No, not only him, but Tyreek Hill and A.J. Brown, apparently.
Yep.
So this one was kind of a homer pick for me. I went with A.J. Brown. I feel like they're kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, they are. The stats aren't much different.
Right. They got such very, very similar stats. A.J. Brown broke the NFL record for most consecutive 125-yard performances with 6. Dude's an absolute beast. Can score at any time. He can catch it in double, triple coverage. He's bailed us out of so many like really crappy scenarios.
Yeah. Just
by his sheer ability and athleticism. And for Eagles fans, that we have not, I don't think in the history of the franchise have we had a receiver as good as AJ Brown. Now we've had T.O., we've had Harold Carmichael, we've had
I don't think T.O. was playing at this level.
No, and for the 1 year that he played, AJ has, in my opinion, he's played better.
Yep.
So and yeah, I really can't, like, Djax played good, Mac.
AJ's better.
No, there's just not a guy. Like, if you want to sit up here and tell me Alshon Jeffrey is on this level, he's not. It's not there. And he deserves it, bro. He deserves it. He's playing. Some people have him in the MVP conversation, which is absolutely nuts. I think if you're putting AJ Brown in the conversation, Jalen Hurts is an automatic pencil in for that conversation, just because it's a quarterback award. But I mean, you can't deny the season that AJ's been having. To already have 1,000 yards at the bye week and be on pace for 2K, like him and Tyreek Hill are. It's wild. So yeah, that was kind of the homer pick for me. It really went either way for me, but hey, I gotta show my man AJ love. You know what I'm saying?
Not to cut you
defensive
off,
player.
Not to cut you off, but if you're currently watching right now, let us know in the comments who your Halfsies award winners are. Let us know who you think who has been the best players in the league through 10 weeks. And also, breaking news: Draymond Green has been suspended 5 games for trying to shoulder tackle, headlock our boy Rudy Gobert. So we can't have that. We'll discuss that after this. But news.
Yeah, we'll break that down, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Defensive player of the year. This one was also really hard because I feel like it's like a 3-horse race between TJ Watt, Max Crosby, and Myles Garrett. I kind of stood on my prediction at the beginning of the season and said TJ Watt. I mean, he's had a really great season. He's tied for the league lead in sacks with 9.5, 22 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and a pick and a touchdown with 6 pass deflections. Fills the stat sheet. He's the most valuable player on the Browns defense. But I could also say that for guys like Myles Garrett and Max Crosby. So I mean that race is really close. I say I wouldn't hate having 2 of those other guys there over TJ, but kind of standing on business. Put my guy TJ Watt up there. And I mean, the Steelers have been a surprise this year, especially with their defense.
Mhm.
And getting him back was huge, and it's paying dividends.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, TJ Watt, my defensive player of the year, shout out. Offensive rookie of the year, we kind of have a consensus on this one, but CJ Stroud has by far has been light years better than any other offensive rookie player.
He's been ridiculous, and like when you look at it, like he's probably not right this second in the conversation of MVP because of team record. But if you strip that away and just look at it and say who has been playing the best quarterback week to week basis this season, it's been him, and I don't even think it's a conversation. He hasn't had one bad game yet.
Right. Yeah.
And he's been incredible for a team that's got a rookie head coach, a piss poor offensive line because they keep flipping it around over and over, and a terrible running game and mid-tier weapons. Like, it's been incredible what he's been doing. Not to cut you off, but I just wanted to point that out.
Well, yeah, no, and for a lot of those reasons is why I have him at Offensive Rookie of the Year. The way he's been able to flip the culture of Houston with D'Amico Ryans and, you know, the lack of, like, A-tier weapons around him is just remarkable, especially in that AFC, bro.
Yep.
The AFC is loaded, and for the Houston Texans to currently be holding a playoff spot, I think that's very impressive.
Yeah, it is.
So I mean, you can make the case for D'Amico Ryans to be a Coach of the Year, and maybe even CJ Stroud to be like a wild MVP finalist.
Yep.
If they keep trending the way that they're trending,
he's definitely floating around top 5 right now.
Yeah. But I mean, in terms of the rookies offensively, Bryce Young has been a disappointment, and Bijan has not been getting used properly
until I got him on my fantasy team.
Right? Yeah. Until I traded this man Bijan Robinson, they finally decided, oh yeah, let's actually use Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, he's on our team.
Yeah. No shit. Really. four plays at the 1 yard line. Oh, he's on our team. Oh, but anyway, yeah, no. But CJ Stroud definitely leaps and bounds the best offensive rookie this year, and I think he's a lock to win the award at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy I think that's pretty much a lock to win the award, Jalen Carter. His impact on this Eagles defensive line has been ridiculous all season. Now, he only has, I want to say it's 4.5 sacks. But he's among the top D tackles in the league in pressures. And it's ridiculous watching this kid play. The ability that he has that he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know it yet.
Yeah.
That he has the potential to be one of the great defensive tackles that the league has ever seen. And it helps being around guys like Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, Hassan Reddick, to kind of mentor him and, you know, take him under their wing and see the development. And we've seen him play very well. And even what's his face? Zach Martin.
Yeah.
How the hell did they get you? how did that happen? For a guy that was touted as the best draft prospect out of this year's draft,
yep,
to fall to 9 and be on this team is ridiculous. And he's one of the pillars for this defense moving forward. Once Fletch retires and BG, he's going to be that dude alongside Jordan Davis, who is having a stellar season, kind of under the radar, but stellar season from him as well. Jalen Carter, he's going to be a perennial Pro Bowler in the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Book it, bro. He's been as advertised. So, and him and Witherspoon are probably the top 2 in my mind, because Witherspoon has also been as advertised. But I feel like just because, you know, he's touted as the best player to come out of the draft, and he was projected to be the first overall pick, and he's probably the best D tackle prospects we've seen since Aaron Donald. You know, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's probably going to get the award. So, Jalen Carter, Defense Rookie of the Year. And my comeback player of the year award, this was tough. Could really go a bunch of different directions. I didn't want to go to the Damar Hamlin route. I know he got in the game. He got a couple snaps against Denver, and that's pretty much the comeback because we all know what happened. And it's great to see him, back on the field and stuff. But I couldn't go that route just because, for me, comeback player of the year is somebody who really had a down year, whether it was due to injuries or whatnot, and then came back the next year and put up a Pro Bowl, All-Pro type performance season, got their team in the playoff contention, and, really balled out. And for me, looking at it, it fell to Lamar Jackson. It was between him and I guess Josh Dobbs, but you can go the Geno Smith route with that one. Yeah. But for me, Lamar Jackson being comeback player of the year, we all know what happened last year with the injuries. I know he played 12 games or something like that, but he didn't have a great year last year, riddled with injuries, and then the contract disputes as well. Now he's got the extension. He's got some pieces around him. The Ravens have been one of the top teams in the AFC, and it's in large part to Lamar Jackson. And, of course, that defense as well. But Lamar Jackson has been great for them all year, and I feel like he's going to continue to do his thing. And, yeah, I got him as comeback player of the year.
Nice, dude. I don't hate the list. I think it made some solid arguments for all of them. Yeah, it's solid. Like all these guys that you picked are probably one or two as of right now, maybe three. Yeah. So good picks. I'm going to start at offensive player, work my way down, then come back to MVP because we need to discuss.
Leave the craziest one for last, bro.
So my offensive player of the year, I took Tyreek Hill. Main reason being you can flip-flop him and AJ, but Tyreek Hill has 2 more catches, 2 more touchdowns, and 75 more yards. And 75 more yards doesn't seem like a lot, but when you really look at it, 75 yards for most receivers is a full game.
Yeah.
And they've played the same amount of games. They've both been on a bye already. So, and that's not to take anything away from AJ. I just think Tyreek Hill has had slightly the edge. I think the Eagles offense wouldn't take as much of a hit without AJ as the Dolphins would without
I don't know about that, bro. I don't know.
You know Jalen. You think he can make it work with Devontae. What the fuck is Tua doing without Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, that's true.
That's my whole thing. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take Tyreek.
He can make it work with Devontae, Julio, Zacchaeus, but it's not gonna be great.
No, it's not going to be great.
Out too, yeah, but
it's not going to be great. But I don't see Tua doing a damn thing without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
The bailouts and all that sort of stuff. So,
right.
Yeah, I'll take Tyreek Hill in this with AJ Brown coming at 2. Shout out C-Mac, all those guys too. They're on this list as well.
Right.
DPOY, I took the Condor, Max Crosby.
Hate it.
He's been unbelievable. I think he would be more of a lock if the Raiders were better, to be honest. Yeah. But he's top 3 in the NFL in sacks. He's got 20 more tackles than Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Micah. He's just doing everything on the field, and without him on that Raiders defense, it completely falls apart. They are not the same team. He is their best player on their roster right now. Yes, I know Devontae Adams is there. I don't care. Max Crosby
He's been playing like the best player, and it's shown.
He's been unreal. Every Raiders game I see, because for some reason they keep getting on prime time, it's clutch third down tackle for loss or quarterback hit or sack, third downs over and over. And he's just been incredible. He's been all over the place. So shout out Max Crosby.
Yeah.
And shout out, again, Micah, you're on that list. TJ, Miles, guys like that. So.
No doubt.
And then offensive rookie of the year, you and I are in the same boat as I think the rest of the planet is. CJ Stroud. Yep. We've never seen this before. This is something that's never happened. Say they end up getting to that 11-5, 10-7 range, he can very well win MVP. Be the first rookie to do it since Jim Brown in 1957.
Yeah.
which is outrageous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I personally believe he's played the best quarterback. He's been the best quarterback this season so far. 2 picks, 14 touchdowns, well over 2,000 yards, like most of the guys, most of the other quarterbacks. He's just been him. And this isn't them helping him down the field. He is pushing the ball down the field.
Yeah.
And he's doing it all. So, and it's the more you look at it, the more crazy it is. I mean, not only do you have a rookie coach, you have a rookie defensive coach. You know what I mean? You've got Tank Dell. Nico Collins is now hurt. Damian Pierce has been hurt. The offensive line has suffered 5 different injuries. And he's still doing the same thing. He just went into the jungle and beat the Bengals on the road without Nico, Damian Pierce, and a bad offensive line.
Yeah. Went down. Game-winning drive.
Yep.
Dog. Absolute
it's nuts.
dog.
It's insane. I mean, it's early. People don't have film on him. Maybe he turns into a Brock Purdy dud. We don't know. But so far, I know, me neither. But so far, he's been one of them ones. So,
yeah.
Next year, we'll be definitely having a conversation of is CJ Stroud in that top 8, top 7 range because.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Especially, listen, if they get him a dude.
Yeah, a dude. Mm-hmm.
Listen, the Houston Texans, we were shitting on them last year, bro.
Maybe Noah Brown is that guy.
Noah Brown, bro. What?
Hey, 7 catches for $170 this weekend.
Yeah. Shout out Noah Brown, former Cowboy.
Shout out Noah Brown. Never thought I'd shout him out, but
going to the good side.
Yeah.
The good Texas team.
All right.
Yeah, bro. Man. If they surround CJ Stroud with dudes like if they went to Jalen Hurts route and got him like a top 10 guy, surrounded him, built the team around him, oh my lord, the Houston would turn into a contender.
Yeah, I mean, even look at their defense, bro. Jalen Petrie.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who do they have? It's outrageous what he's doing.
Yeah.
So, all right. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I took Devon Witherspoon. Reason being, I know how you mentioned Jalen Carter is in the top echelon of pressures for D tackles. Devon Witherspoon right now is tied for 4th in the league in pass breakups. And the reason I bring it up is because Sauce won this last year, and Sauce ended up with 20 at the end of the season. Witherspoon's only played, let me verify, 8 games, and he's got 12 PBUs. So he's on pace for 24.
Damn.
He's been a top corner in the NFL, and especially with Tariq Woolen not exactly having the same season as he did last year. He's been awesome. The Seahawks have been really, really good, better than last year. So I think he deserves a lot of the credit, whereas I think as great as Jalen Carter is individually, he's definitely got help on that D-line. So with that, I'm taking the corner Witherspoon out there in Seattle.
Yeah, so. I don't hate it. Him or Jalen Carter, I think they're going to be the two that'll probably win it.
Yeah, and also for offensive rookie of the year, shout out Puka Nacua. Bro's a dog. If CJ Stroud didn't exist, he'd probably be the front runner. So yeah, shout out Puka.
Unfortunately, CJ Stroud exists.
Yeah,
so
hate to see it.
Boy, that was a cold take for us at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
Bryce
it was.
Young and Bijan. Tough.
Well, Bijan, when he's getting the ball, dude,
when he's getting the ball, yeah, bro, he just has not gotten the ball.
No, he hasn't. So
Bryce Young,
yeah. All right, comeback player of the year. I took Breece Hall. Reason being, he played 9 games, whereas Lamar and Tua took 12 and 13. And this is football, not off the field issues that Lamar had with all that.
Right.
When the highlight of your season is being the 12th man on the field in a game-winning field goal situation, you're not my comeback player of the year. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Breece Hall. Reason being, Breece Hall the last 3 weeks hasn't been really good running the ball. He's averaging like 2.4 yards per carry. But in the receiving game, he's been unreal. He's our second leading receiver this season, our leading rusher. He's got the longest rush and the longest reception this season at 82 and 81.
Right.
And he's been, next to Garrett, our most important piece on offense, I'd say, because he's been bailing us out of situations. So, and with him only playing 9 seasons last year, and this is your typical, like, comeback player of the year storyline. Guy goes out with a knee, comes back next season, plays just
Balls
as well,
out.
if not,
Right.
balls out. It's your typical comeback player of the year story.
Right.
So I'm going to take him right now, even though he's not the odds-on favorite. DeMar is, but
yeah, we both kind of disagree with that whole narrative, but
Yeah. Like he's gotten his flowers. We're happy he's
Right.
still alive and still kicking. He's got his flowers.
Yeah, no question about it. And it's great to see him back on the field too.
Yes,
making plays, but
yeah,
he hasn't been on the field enough for me though.
Yeah, he's really making plays, man. He's like, listen, fuck it. We need 12 people to block this field goal. We need 12.
Yeah.
So, hey, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
So, if he wins it, I won't really be disappointed. It just kind of sucks that like we're going to be a year removed from that, and we're still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No,
there's just great stories all around the NFL that we don't really need to hold on to that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, for sure. So yeah, I don't hate it. It wouldn't surprise me either way, Lamar or Brees.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
My
MVP.
I need to know what crack you were smoking when you put Myles Garrett up on the MVP graphic. So
when I was looking at it all and really picking through, looking back at the film, you know what I mean? When I was really breaking it down, I truly don't believe there's been a player more valuable to their team this season. I think Myles Garrett has been head and shoulders the best player in the NFL this season. He's been out there absolutely toying with people without a care in the world, putting up the numbers, shutting down third down situations, just doing everything you need from a defensive player outside of covering a wide receiver. So he's number 1 in sacks. He's number 1 in pressures. He's got 9 TFLs and 28 tackles, a blocked field goal, which is weird from a defensive end, and 4 forced fumbles. So all recovered. Now listen, I brought some statistics.
Yeah, because bro, my only problem with that, and that's cool. Defensive Player of the Year. That is the case of all cases. MVP. I just don't. Listen. Number one, MVP has been a quarterback award historically. Not saying that it can't be a non-quarterback to win it, but it's just historically it's been a quarterback award because we look at quarterback as the most valuable position on the field.
We do.
Because if you don't have a quarterback to, right the ship, doesn't matter how many people you have around them, you're not going to go anywhere.
My thing is when you look back at history and you look at some of these players that have won MVP, you look around the league and you see not a lot of outstanding quarterback seasons. And I think that's a lot like this year. I think the turnover rate is at an all-time high. Everyone's just throwing picks and fumbling the ball. Mm-hmm. I think red zone efficiency has been in the toilet this season. I mean, we've been seeing it all year. Like guys just aren't playing to their standard. Like I can't name a quarterback that's really like improved other than a young player off of last year. Like everyone sort of stayed the same or slightly regressed. You know what I mean? Like no one's really taken a jump to like I'm an MVP, or no one's really putting up equal numbers to when they were a top 2 or top 3 guy in years past. Like this is sort of just a really weird year for quarterback play. And we've seen defensive guys sneak in and win it before. And I think that could be this year. Myles Garrett's on pace for 22 sacks, which is nuts. And let me just point out some statistics, okay? So the Cleveland Browns have had the worst quarterback play all year.
Yeah.
I got the stats. Mac Jones, 65% completion percentage. Zach Wilson, 59.4% completion percentage. Cleveland quarterbacks all year, 56.5. Worst completion percentage in the NFL. Quarterback rating, Mac Jones, 80. Zach Wilson, 74. Cleveland Browns, 67. Team quarterback rating. Yards per play, 6.3 for Mac, 6.1 for Wilson and Cleveland. 10 touchdowns, 10 picks for Mac, 8 touchdowns, 12 picks for Cleveland, 5 touchdowns, 6 picks for Zach, and then 203 passing yards per game for Mac, and then 207 yards per game for both Cleveland and Zach. Now, what's weird about all that? Well, for one, the Jets right now are 4-5. The Patriots are 2-8. Cleveland's 6-3. Without Nick Chubb,
Yep.
they're heavily
Why?
relying on without
The
Nick Chubb. Yeah. Why? Because of the defense. Because of Myles Garrett leading that force. So
And
with all
Zadarius
those,
Smith and
yeah,
Jim
but
Schwartz leading the charge, Denzel Ward,
sure,
Newsome.
they're dogs, but none of that's happening unless Myles Garrett's on that defense. They're not a top 10 defense without Myles Garrett. So I'm taking the guy who's pretty much been single-handedly winning them games all season in Myles Garrett. I can't say the same about Jalen. I don't think he's been single-handedly winning them games. I don't think Patrick Mahomes has been doing that. Name it. Lamar Jackson has thrown away 3 games this season. They're 7-3, but he's thrown away 3 games. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I don't know though, bro. Like Pat and Jalen, they've done it over the course of the year. I know Jalen. He's brought us back 2 times behind double digits. Brought us back for wins. Granted, 2 of them have been against Washington, but
yeah,
still, I mean, it's tough to come back from
it is
double digits in the league, especially multiple times in the year.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, yeah, Cleveland 6-3. It's going to be tough with the quarterback play to continue the momentum. But I mean, hey, if they're like top 3, top 4 in the AFC, he's got a case for sure. But
a legitimate case.
Yeah, but I mean,
Amari
for
Cooper's
me, I
been
just
good,
don't. I see the quarterback play kind of catching up to them, and it's just not going to be enough.
My thing is, I don't know if we can keep relying on that. Like, eventually down the road, he's going to do this because we're already halfway through. At some point, you are what you are for the season. Now, You know what I mean? I expect Jalen Hurts to show up in the playoffs. I expect Patrick Mahomes to show up in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not a playoff award. It's a regular season award. You know what I mean? And I'm not doing the if, buts, and maybes.
We do absolutes over here.
Absolutes. This is week 10 or earlier. We're not doing absolutes in the future. I don't care if it catches up. This is this point. I think Myles Garrett's been the best player in football up to this point. And I brought the stats to prove
up
it.
Until this point, sure.
Did I help you out? I helped you understand the knowledge, right? I helped you understand a little bit.
Slightly.
You don't have to change your pick, but you see the propaganda.
We still agree to disagree, but I see where you're coming from.
You see the propaganda.
I see the propaganda. I just don't agree with it because I just don't think it's going to hold up.
All right. But if he ends with 23 sacks and Cleveland wins that division, just saying.
He's got a case.
Just saying.
But hey, what'd you say? If he does, buts, maybes, absolute.
Yeah, we don't do if, buts, and maybes. My apologies.
Absolute. At the very least, I think he definitely has a legit shot at Defensive Player of the Year just because of, how well they've been playing in spite of the historically bad quarterback play and how, he's by far their most valuable player on defense. Definitely. Him, Max Crosby, and TJ Watt, for me, are the 3.
Yeah.
And you can really pick any of them.
If Myles Garrett's not the MVP, he's the DPOI for me, and it's not close.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just not close.
Yeah, no. But for me, I still think at the end of the day, it's a quarterback award. A quarterback is probably gonna win it. And of the quarterbacks that are in the conversation, Jalen Hurts has been playing the best out of all of them.
Yep.
And I think that's gonna continue. So
it might.
I don't have reason to believe otherwise. I mean, they haven't been pretty wins, but they've been wins, and that should count for something.
My fear is for Jalen, like, obviously this is if, buts, and maybes, not related to this. Looking forward for the MVP, I'm nervous that towards the second half of the season is when your schedule gets harder. So I worry if the gauntlet. Yeah, I worry about that a little bit. If the numbers come down a little bit, that might hurt his case. Like, if it was earlier in the season, like Burrow, and he got his bad shit out of the way, like week 1, week 2.
Yeah,
then maybe.
I'm not worried about it because I don't think it's going to be as much of a gauntlet as everybody wants to say. Because we listen, everybody said the gauntlet started at Miami.
Yeah,
it was
but
Miami.
You're also the one that knows they're frauds too. So you pointed that at. You were first to say that Miami was a fraud.
I did.
But
listen.
not before I said that the Bills were frauds 2 years ago.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Greatest
I'm not
take
saying
the
we
show's
said that
ever
on this
had.
program as far as the gauntlet goes, but the greater X, formerly Twitter community, and all of the delusional other sports fans, particularly Dallas fans, on the platform wanted to say and keep moving the goalpost about this gauntlet. It started at Miami.
I will say these next 4 fucking suck though. That's so bad.
They are tough. The next 4
dude.
definitely are tough.
No
But
favors.
yeah, bro. Hey, listen. If we go 2-2 out of that stretch, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I think we could probably go 2-2.
No one's gonna bitch at the Eagles for going 2-2 in this stretch. So
no, because I mean KC, that could be an L. Buffalo, we're gonna blow the shit out of them. San Francisco will probably get up to play us and probably beat us at our house. And we can sweep Dallas. So I'm not. Or you can flip flop San Fran and Dallas. I don't know. That 2-2 at the worst.
Okay.
For me. But
everybody, thank you all for joining the first annual Day One Podcast Halfsies Awards. See you next year, okay? We'll see you next year. Or we'll host the first annual NBA Halfsies
that's
Awards.
what I was about to say. We should do this for the NBA.
We will. We'll do the Halfsies Awards for the NBA, okay?
Absolutely.
We need to make trophies. Little trophies.
Should. I'll get it to I'll send one to Jalen.
Yeah, we'll send a little Halfsies award to Jalen.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. All right. What do you say? Try to tell y'all?
Let's try to tell them.
Yeah, let's try to tell y'all. All right. My favorite segment by far, because it's comprised solely by me.
Yes.
I love this segment.
I know you do.
Because we get
I love when you do this segment too.
We get to highlight guys that deserve some love from the previous week. And reason being, we only do one show a week. So we don't get to talk about guys as much on like Wednesday nights, Thursdays, even Fridays. We focus on now.
Yep.
Not the past, now. So
right now.
I like to do this. So let me run through a couple honorary mentions real quick. TJ Hawkinson with a brand new quarterback in Josh Dobbs had 11 catches for $134 and a tud in a win. Good job there. Tyrese Halliburton, MVP Halliburton. Okay. Sneak peek at the halvesies.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton. This is just last night. Had 33 and 15 with no turnovers on the road in an in-season tournament game against the number 1 seed 76ers in a win.
The bro.
33
seed 76ers.
33 points, 15 assists, no turnovers, 7 boards as well. In Philadelphia, in-season tournament game, they were the number 1 seed, 8-1. And Tyrese went in there. Yeah. And not to mention the game before that, he had 17 assists. This is a back-to-back. 17 assists, no turnovers. So he's got 32 assists, no turnovers in 48 hours.
Wild.
That's nuts.
That's all-star stuff.
That's nuts. I almost put him on the list instead of Mark Williams. But as you can see, it's nuts. And then also last one, I do want to give a little shout out. You're not going to like it, but the Dallas Cowboys offense for putting up 640 total yards. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Against the New York Giants, bro.
They were playing a bad team.
They're playing a historically bad team.
They're playing a bad team.
Numbers, numbers are numbers.
They were playing a bad team.
Putting up numbers.
Yeah. This is what this is. This is the try to tell y'all performances, and they had a hell of an offensive performance. They had more total yards than the Dolphins did in their 70-point game.
Damn.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. And CeeDee Lamb had a great game. Shout out Brandon Cooks. I know we love Brandon Cooks on this show. Yeah. Shout out Brandon Cooks. Had 11 catches for $123 and a tud, 2 tuds. Love to see it.
After being MIA the week prior at Philadelphia.
Yeah, shout out Brandon Cooks, dude. So I thought that was really cool to see. I love big offensive performances like that, and Dallas seems to do that at least once a year. So
especially against shitty teams. So
that's not what this is about. This is a positive segment. Can you be positive?
I take anything Dallas does against historically bad teams with a grain of salt, bro.
Well, it's not this isn't about projecting towards the future. This isn't about if buts and maybes. This is about, oh, wow.
Listen, it's not an if, but, or maybe.
Listen.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, look. Listen. Oh, wow. They put up historic yard numbers.
They did.
Against the worst team in football. Yeah, cool.
I got news for you. Ain't nobody else done this to the Giants, which is pretty cool. No one else done this season.
Cool.
This is cool.
Cool. Good for you.
Why can't you be positive?
That's why they're an honorable mention, bro. Let's get into who was not an honorable mention, who actually made the list.
If the Eagles put up 640 yards at home against the Giants, you'd be glazing yourself on screen right now.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Yes,
no, because I say, well, it's the Giants. Of course we're going to put up 600 yards.
You would start with that. You would say, it's the Giants, but 10-minute monologue as to why you're the best team in football. Just, come on. Let Dallas have their win, okay?
No.
Give them a little shout out.
Never.
All right.
Shout out Cole. Shout out Cole. I can't let y'all have shit.
If you can't give the Cowboys nothing, shout out Brandon Cooks for making an appearance this season.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, all right.
I could do that. I could do that.
I'm glad we found common ground for once. All right. The three guys that I put on to try to tell y'all performances. Let's start right down the middle. Start with football. Keenan Allen, 11 catches, $175 and 2 tuds. It was in a loss.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to put guys on the list in a loss, but I got to tell you something. The Chargers will charge her. They lose football games.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? It's death, taxes, and the Chargers losing it in the fourth.
Yep.
That's what it comes down to. So, I had to shout out Keenan Allen. He purposefully ripped my soul out this past weekend when you beat me in fantasy. He's the only reason you beat me.
Yeah, for 40.5 points in fantasy. Yeah. He actually equaled one of the teams in our leagues, their entire total, because a guy had like a shit ton of guys on bye weeks and he didn't change his lineups, and he scored 40 total points with his team. Keenan Allen matched it. Yeah.
So shout out Keenan Allen. What a great performance in a loss. But hey, the Chargers will charge at the end of the day.
He might have lost the football game. Yep. But you won on my fantasy team, and that's all that matters, bro. Listen,
the Chargers will
charge. The main thing, and winning fantasy football.
Yeah, and this is what the Chargers do, dude. They lose blowouts. It's just what they do.
Yeah.
They can't guard shit. So
yeah, that's true.
Yep.
But yeah, shout out Keenan Allen. He's been having a career year. I know when we did our top 10.
Also eclipsed 10,000 yards, by the way, for a career.
Yeah, he did that last week.
Yep.
But yeah. I know we talked about who our top 10 would be in the offseason, and Keenan Allen was one name. He's dealt with injuries the last couple of years, but he's stayed relatively healthy this year, and he's shown why that he's a top 10 receiver.
Yeah.
And yeah, he
proved you wrong. He proved you wrong, because I remember you clowning me about how he doesn't play. I'm like, he
did not play, but when he plays, he's good.
That's what I was trying to say. And you were like,
hey,
you were doing all this, and I was trying to tell y'all, listen, I tried to tell y'all. Keenan Allen, when he's on the field, bro, he's a top 5 receiver because he just
when he's on the field. He wasn't on the field, but this year he's been on the field, and he's definitely one of them ones.
Try to tell y'all. All right. Mark Williams, okay? If you guys have no idea who that is, you're not watching enough basketball. So after the show, go back, watch the film.
Yeah.
Mark Williams, again, in-season tournament game, on the road in Washington. Again, Washington, but 15 offensive rebounds. Bro, that's outrageous. 15 offensive boards is like what teams get in a game.
Yeah.
Like, that's a high offensive rebound number. He had 21 points on, like, almost perfect shooting, 24 rebounds, 3 assists, 15 of them being offensive, especially against a relatively decent rebounding team like Washington. They've got young guys. Offensive rebounding comes down to youth and athleticism at the end of the day. You can't really plan for it. It just comes down to raw ability. And the Washington Wizards have a lot of athletes on that team, and Kuzma, Gafford, guys like that. So to do this against them in their house, in an in-season tournament game, getting a win, being the sole reason you probably won the game. I mean, look at it. 15 offensive boards probably led to about 15 points. They only won by 7.
Yeah.
So
that's why they won the game.
Yeah, it's an incredible performance. I think I'm a huge offensive rebound guy. I think whoever gets the most offensive boards wins games at the end of the day. So I think this was a really cool performance to see. We got to give a little bit of love to a guy that no one talks about. So
yeah, bro, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what the point of try to tell y'all is. Gotta glaze guys that don't get glazed enough. Pause.
Facts.
So, and then lastly, the best performance of the week by far, in my opinion, Tyrese Maxey's career high 50 burger. 50 points. Again, you know what's kind of funny too? This was in a win against Indiana when I was just glazing Tyrese Halliburton about his win against Philly, which is, But
here's Tyrese Maxey doing it back.
Yeah, different game. So 50 points on 20 of 32 shooting. He only took 3 free throws. So this is just straight buckets. This is a straight buckets 50-point game. 7 rebounds, 5 assists. He also shot 7 of 11 from 3. Again, career high in threes. What a game. He has really, when you were doing your rankings, we were doing our rankings coming into the season. We really talked about when James Harden's not there, Tyrese Maxey's going to have to step up. And what do you know? They're 8-2 right now. And he's been their second best player. And he's been one of the best guards in the East this season. Yeah. If not the best. So
yeah, bro, he's making himself an all-star case.
Yeah, I think right now he 100% is an all-star. You know what I mean? Looking forward, no if, buts, or maybes, but looking forward.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah, bro. And that's what I said. You know, if he can develop into this type of a player, all the Sixers really need to do is a successful retool, and we're right back in it.
Yeah. And that the depth you got back from James Harden has been showing to help.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we love to see this, especially from a guy like Maxey.
Absolutely.
I saw something interesting the other day. I forget what team it was that traded for the Maxey pick. OKC. So this was in the bubble, I believe. And apparently Mike Muscala hit a 3-pointer that won OKC a game. That then switched the draft order for OKC and the Sixers for the Sixers to select Tyrese Maxey. Mike Muscala is the sole reason for this 50 burger.
Shout out Mike Muscala.
Yeah, Mike Muscala, 3-ball.
That makes sense why I kept seeing the Philly sports Twitters posting that Mike Muscala 3 from the bubble. I was like, why? Why are we posting Mike Muscala 3s from the bubble? That makes sense.
Yeah. Apparently, he hit a 3, like a game winner with like literally 45 seconds left, so it wasn't even like a game winner. Hit the 3. Thunder won the game, which gave him a worse draft pick, which allowed Philly to select Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nuts. So, yeah.
But yeah.
Shout out to the Thunder, single-handedly building the 76ers roster.
Thank you. We appreciate it. But no, hey, shout out Maxey. He's a fan favorite, and he is turning into one of the youngest superstars in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
If we get Zach LaVine,
I think he's going to LA. I think he's going to LA. I do. Because he's got a low annual contract as of right now. He's still only on like 19 mil.
Yeah.
So like he could be had by anybody. And I think LA is going to be the team to do it.
Yeah.
But hey, that would be cool though. I mean, y'all can't stop a nosebleed, but it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you might give up 145, but you're scoring $147.
Yep. $150.
Yeah. So shout out to all these guys, all the honorable mentions, the top 3 guys for Try to Tell Y'all. Let us know in the comments who your Try to Tell Y'all performance was of the week, what your favorite game to watch was. Anything you want to tell us about your favorite memory of watching sports this past week, please let us know in the comments because we'd love to discuss it, talk about it, tell you why you're wrong, things like that. So, yeah. Shout out to the boys.
Shout out.
Yep.
Shout out to fellas. Can't wait for next week's list.
Yeah, facts, bro. We'll see because we got some good football this week. We got some
bro.
Good hoops this week.
Oh man.
So,
After
we'll
last
see.
week,
Mhm.
can't wait to get back to quality football. And speaking of football, let's talk about these picks.
Yeah, bro, let's do it. So, drink it in, bro. How do I become like you?
I feel like we've had this conversation before, and I'm not going to give you my secrets the second time around because when I did, you beat the shit out of me the next week. So I'm just going to let you figure it out.
Facts, it's like I saw something in your game plan.
Yeah, you did, bro. Listen, I gave away too many of my secrets.
Like, you can't tell me. Are you watching Christian Kirk film? Like, are you diving that deep into this?
I'm in my bag, bro. I'm
I've
watching
seen that.
Wandale Robinson getting out of his break highlights on the all 22.
I love to see it, bro. I love to see it. Oh, jeez. All right. So Damian Lillard might have to be on the list next week. 8 minutes left in the third quarter. He's got 32 points, 8 assists on 8 of 12 shooting.
Damn.
He's got 12 shots, 32 points right now.
Sheesh.
So,
all right. Well, let's talk about some of these games, shall we?
I don't want to talk about Thursday Night Football. I don't care.
Yeah, no.
And honestly, I don't care about Germany either.
Tried to tell you all about that one. We could talk about Houston and Cincinnati. I kind of saw it shocking that CJ Stroud led the Houston Texans late to win after throwing a pick too in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. Like, to go up there, like a lot of these young quarterbacks, like when they're on the sideline, they're looking across to the opposing team and they're like, wow, that's Joe Burrow. That's Patrick Mahomes. That's Josh Allen, whoever. CJ Stroud is looking over there like, I'm better than that motherfucker.
I'm him. He should be looking at me. Oh,
he's looking at me.
CJ Stroud.
That's CJ Stroud. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that, I mean, they haven't really been that great. I mean, they're 5-5 right now, I believe.
5-4.
5-4. Awesome. Good for them. Especially with the Jags losing this week. That's big. They still have a chance at that division, dude. They really do.
Yeah.
I still think the Jags, in my opinion, are a Super Bowl contender. I think they are. When the Niners are fully loaded, they're a force to be reckoned with. So it doesn't surprise me that they beat Jacksonville. It surprises me the way they did, but Houston coming. But yeah. A little bit, yeah. Houston is they're one of them ones. They're getting there. CJ Stroud's really good. Out-dueled Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Not many can say that they out-dueled Joe Burrow, but CJ Stroud can.
Yeah. Yeah, bro's got that. Got that in the filing cabinet.
Yep.
Bulletin board material. So, yeah, shout out CJ Stroud, dude. It's fucking insane what he's doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Green Bay, Pitt, don't really matter.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield propaganda continues.
Yep.
This Browns-Ravens game, bro. The fact that Deshaun Watson had probably the worst first half of any quarterback of all time, outside of Trevor Lawrence in the first round of the playoffs last season.
Yeah.
And then to come out in the second half with a broken shoulder and go 14 of 14 to come back and win on the road. That's nuts.
Ridiculous.
Number 4.
Yeah, bro. Come on. What are you doing?
You didn't check me,
because
bro.
we don't have to talk about this man on the program anymore this year. He's out for the year.
Yep.
Broken shoulder.
But yeah, he doesn't deserve any of our pity, but I think it's kind of cool how these last few weeks people were like talking shit on him, like how he doesn't care because of that shoulder. The shoulder injury before that was like keeping him out, even though he was cleared for 3 weeks.
Yep.
Like everyone was saying, oh, he just doesn't care. He only cares about his brand. But to be in that second half with a broken shoulder and still try to will your team to a victory and doing it shoves all that shit out the window. So I've grown a little bit more respect for the happy ending guy.
Number 4 on the Cleveland Browns sideline
for Mr. Happy Ending. And then on the Ravens side of it, dude, they've got a good record, but bro, they keep throwing away games. They should be undefeated right now.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, bro. Like situationally, they like Lamar Jackson has thrown some bad ones.
Bad picks, bad fumbles.
Yeah, bro. It's not been pretty in certain situations.
Mhm.
And you for teams trying to compete deep into the playoffs, you look for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like Kansas City's not blowing things like that.
No,
Philadelphia, San
no.
Fran,
Mm.
more
That's
often than
why,
not.
yeah. And that's why I don't believe in the Ravens in the playoffs, because we know what Lamar is. Lamar is, when everything's going right and he's playing with the lead and they can run the ball, he's great. But when he's got to throw the ball and make plays happen with his arm, he just can't do it.
Yeah.
He just can't do it. So, yeah, I mean, they're still a really good team. They'll probably upset a team, maybe two, in the playoffs, but they're not going to beat Kansas City and Arrowhead. They're not going to beat Cincinnati in the playoffs. So,
Right.
if Cincinnati can get into the playoffs, they're still fourth in that division after their loss. But
Yeah.
yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, it's weird to think, but I mean, I do think they'll be in the hunt. They may still lose that division because that division's tight too. So
Yeah. Yep.
Lots to think about when it comes to that. But no, shout out to number 4 for that heroic performance.
Absolute Iron Man performance.
Get healthy. Now we're stuck with PJ Walker and my MVP Myles Garrett. Yeah, DTR. My Myles Garrett propaganda could continue if they keep winning football games.
Yep. Also, shout out Josh Dobbs. Is Josh Dobbs a guy? We're gonna start having that conversation. And here's an interesting spot that Minnesota's in. So Kirk is on an expiring deal. He's out for the year. And you bring in Josh Dobbs, who's been playing very good. What do you do with Kirk Cousins this offseason?
I think being hurt or not being hurt, they were going to let him go anyways. I think you look at the players on their team that are aging out, Harrison Smith, and a couple like Danielle Hunter, Everson Griffin, like these types of guys. Like they're in cap hell too. So I think it's rebuild time after this. And that might put Jetta rumors up in the air because Jetta said he only wants his quarterback to be Kirk, which is wild. I mean, Kirk is a really good quarterback. He's a middle of the road quarterback, and you can win football games like that. We saw it last year.
You can't win playoff games with him, but you can as shit put up stats.
Yeah, you can, and you know what I mean. And it's easy for us at home on a couch to say like Kirk isn't a good quarterback, but I mean, Kirk wins games. He wins games, so can't hate on it. But yeah, I think either way, Kirk's out of there, and I don't think Josh Dobbs is the guy either. To be honest, I don't see Josh Dobbs like Geno Smith type thing.
Right.
I don't see him getting the bag unless he wills them to the playoffs in the NFC, weak NFC.
Right. And it's kind of tracking that way. So
it is.
Yeah, I know. And maybe they settle on Josh Dobbs, bro. Who knows?
And they could. I'll never understand teams that are comfortable in purgatory.
Yeah. Me either.
I mean, obviously I couldn't relate. Hold on to your quarterback. If he's at least a top 15 guy, hold on to him as long as you can. And Kirk's one of those guys, but after this injury, the circumstances and the contract, you let him go.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like the idea of being in purgatory, and that's exactly what Josh Dobbs gets you. So he's been playing great for who he is, but
it just leaves you in forever mid.
Yeah, it does. So
yeah.
Shout out Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
He threw a pick. I'm gonna blame that on the new Call of Duty drop.
I'm going to blame it on Jonathan Gannon because he sucks as a head coach. Fuck you, Jonathan Gannon. But they won.
They got to win.
All because of Kyler Murray and Matt Prater. Shout out.
Yeah, Matt Prater's been a dog for a long time.
Yep.
He's one of them ones as a kicker.
Yeah. For sure.
You know what name popped into my head earlier today for no reason? You remember Steven Hauschka?
Yeah, I do. Seattle Seahawks kicker in the early 2010s.
Yeah, what a guy.
What a dude.
Dude was kicking bombs.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. I don't know. That was just completely off topic. But yeah, shout out Steven Hauschka. If this program ever graces your eyes and your ears, just know we appreciate your bomb kicking.
Yeah, come on the show.
Absolute nukes. Yeah. Wasn't it funny to see Kyler Murray back at it, running like an angry toddler?
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I still think they move off of him after this season if they have enough with a top 2 pick.
Yeah.
I don't know who trades for him. Maybe
Minnesota.
I don't know. Minnesota, LA if Stafford retires.
Yeah. New England.
Green Bay. But
I don't know about Green Bay. I think they're going to give Jordan Love a lot of leeway, but
they don't. They need
bro. Who knows?
Chicago. They need a quarterback.
Carolina.
They need a quarter. Carolina needs a quarterback.
Carolina's
got to be kicking themselves right now to not have their pick and to draft the guy right before CJ Stroud. That sucks.
Yeah. Listen, bro. Frank Reich wanted CJ Stroud. We went over this on the program last week.
I know. I won't be.
We're going to continue to go over it until Bryce Young shows up that he's a guy.
Yeah, for sure. But no, shout out Kyler Murray. Welcome back to the league. If you want to play COD this weekend, hit me up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm totally down.
I don't really want to talk about any of these other games. I mean, Detroit Chargers was a nice offensive performance. Dallas, we already knew what was about to happen there.
Yeah.
Washington has been a sneaky team there. How about the Broncos just outright winning against
Baltimore? Yeah. For them to fire the offensive coordinator was fucking wild to me. Like, I mean, their offense has been spotty. Josh Allen hasn't been good since he hasn't had Brian Daboll. But to use him as a scapegoat after a special teams error, I can't put that. That goes on special teams coordinator first and then head coach. And then whoever the guy on the field is, that's always supposed to count to 11.
Yep.
Maybe that was DeMar. He just didn't count himself. He's like, oh, yeah, there's 11.
He forgot that he was there. He thought he was a ghost watching.
All right, let's but
okay, timeout.
Yeah. Timeout. But dude, I don't know where the Bills go from here. The window's closed. The Trayvon Diggs situation is interesting.
Yeah, bro. Man, you want to ruffle some feathers in that locker room? Trayvon Diggs hits send and just puts mute. He just mutes all notifications on that tweet and lets it run.
You know damn well that shit is what he said is absolute facts. You know that's coming from Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, who do you go to outside of a significant other? Who do you go to when you really need something or feel a certain way? A very close family member.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Close.
And yeah, they're close. And there was rumors of Trayvon Diggs wanting him in Dallas before.
Yeah. No.
This is coming straight from Stephon Diggs' mouth through Trayvon Diggs' phone. So at the end of the season, I mean, the Bills are done. They've gotten worse and worse. They went to the AFC Championship game, then they lost a heartbreaker in the wild card. Then they got beat the shit out of them in the wild card, and now they may not even make the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, so, bro, it's crazy. And for some reason, ESPN still has them in like the top 5.
Yeah, which is insane because I really do. Josh Allen has been more down than up this season. And I think what people are finally realizing, what I've been telling everyone for so long now, is that Josh Allen, his whole career, you look back at what was he coming out of college? A project. A guy that had a low completion percentage and threw a lot of picks and made a lot of mistakes. Incredible arm, incredible athleticism, but makes mistakes. He can't take the easy throw. And we're seeing that now. All this is doing to me is just validating how good of a coach Brian Daboll is.
Yeah.
That's all this is doing for me.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they go from here. Their window's shut. They're now the 10 seed in the AFC at 5-5, which is insane. But they got a tough game against the Jets coming up. I mean, I expect them to beat us, but we beat them once already. So I don't know what to think. And the way with how turnover prone he is and how our defense has played in forcing turnovers against quarterbacks like this, they could very well be 5-6 after this next week. So
yeah, the fall off has been ridiculous, and I've also said it too. I feel like Josh Allen at this point, he's closer to Carson Wentz than Jalen Hurts or Pat Mahomes.
Yep.
I do say that. I mean, like you said, he doesn't want to take the easy throw. And you know what? With both of them coming out in college, that was the comparison. Carson Wentz and Josh Allen. Once upon a time, that was the comparison. Two guys from a small northern school who, nobody really heard of. Big guys, athletic, but make mistakes, can't take the easy throws. Try to play hero ball, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And especially, I mean, watching this game, that offensive coordinator, I guess if he's calling the plays offensively, he was not doing them any favors. They just wanted to pass. James Cook and Latavius Murray were like MIA for 75% of the game. And then when they saw like, oh yeah, they're running really good, we should keep running it to them, then they found success. Yeah. I think that's the problem with the Bills, is that they want to be one of these throw it all over the yard teams, kind of like Miami and Kansas City to an extent. They just can't do it. And I have the same gripes with Philadelphia at times. But I mean, we revert back to running the ball. But
and I think that's what you do best with that offensive line and the talent you have and the RPO options.
Yeah. But Buffalo doesn't have as good of an offensive line as the Eagles.
No, they've got a below average offensive line. They've got bad running backs.
Yeah.
Latavius Murray's not the savior.
Yeah.
He's just not. I tried to tell y'all in the beginning of the year.
No matter how hard he tried on Monday night, he wasn't the savior.
Yeah, facts. So, shout out to Sean Payton and shout out to Russ for putting a decent year together so far.
Yeah.
They've picked it up.
Russ had a hell of a game.
He did. Russ has had a couple bangers this season.
Yeah.
I don't think there's enough on that team for them to really like make a move, especially in the AFC. I mean, they've been a solid team and they're like 13th ranked in that conference.
Crazy.
So
that's how deep the AFC is, but it's definitely an improvement over last year, though, for what happened with them.
It is.
For their standards. Yeah, no, I absolutely love to see them, come out and think this is a team that got 70 hung on them earlier in the year.
It is. Ever since then, they've been pretty good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So shout out Denver, shout out Sean Payton. Finally, it took a while, but looks like he's finally turned the culture around.
Yeah, absolutely. I still don't think Russ has been the same guy, but he's been better than last year. That's all they can really hope for is improvement. So,
yep. Absolutely.
All right, bro. Let's do it.
Let's get into week 11, bro.
Here we are.
Do it.
It's so weird how we're in week 11 already.
I know.
This season is flying by, and it's really depressing.
I know.
Like, we're almost at Thanksgiving football.
Oh, man, dude. I know. Pretty soon we're going to be like, oh, man, it's the playoffs. We're going to do a playoff predictions.
Facts, dude.
We're going to do our contenders and pretenders in about a month. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
It really does. It absolutely does, bro. Finally, a banger Thursday night game.
A banger primetime slate, may I say.
I mean, Sunday Night Football.
All right, we're not going to talk about that, but from bookends, bangers. Two absolute bangers, two contending teams.
Yeah.
Or two
I think if Jets Bills is a game of the week, it could be a banger. It has potential to be a banger.
Yeah. But let's start with the Thursday night game. Division matchup. Second meeting this year. Cincinnati on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are 3.5-point home favorites.
I'm taking Cincy.
I am too, bro. I'm leaning towards
Cincy,
Cincy in this one.
Cincy is overcoming bad play and winning, and the Ravens are outplaying their opponent and finding ways to lose. So I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Bengals here, partly because I feel like these two teams split this year, and Baltimore has already beat them. So I think Cincinnati's going to get their get back here on the road,
and they have to. They're
they have
0-2
to,
in
yeah,
the,
especially in division, they have to.
Yep. So I have more trust in Joe Burrow and that team. No T. Higgins again.
Yeah.
But Marlon Humphrey's also going to be out too. So
right. So
yep, I'll take Cincy, and I don't really think it's that difficult. I'll be watching this game though. I'm very excited to watch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next game here, another divisional game.
Banger.
Pittsburgh Steelers on the road in Cleveland to take on the Browns.
Yeah.
It's practically a pick'em. Browns are favored at home by 1.5. DTR is the starting quarterback.
Yep.
Man, I'm gonna take the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I like the Steelers. Reason being, obviously, DTR is not there. I mean, number four is not there. And as bad as he's been this season, he's been their best option. He's 5-1 as a starter this season.
Yeah,
and the other guys are, what would that be? 1-4, something like that. 1-2. So yeah, it's just I have a little bit more faith in the Steelers offense moving forward than I do in Cleveland. Both these defenses are bangers.
Right. Yeah.
This is a matchup for DPOI potentially.
Absolutely, yeah. I think when it comes down to it, you're going to have two offenses that have to make a play or enough plays to win. I think the Steelers offense has more pieces to make plays in crunch time situations.
Yep.
We also saw when they played in Pittsburgh, they took advantage of number 4 and the Cleveland offense.
So did a few massage parlors. They took advantage of Deshaun Watson too.
Yeah. Hey. They did though.
Yeah. Just saying.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Next game. Arizona Cardinals going into Houston to take on the Texans. Texans are 4.5-point favorites. And after that performance against this team, 4.5 that's it?
Yeah.
Give me Houston.
Yeah. I'm with you on it again. Kyler Murray's interesting to me because we don't know exactly what we're going to be getting.
But I just think overall, you have two rookie head coaches. CJ Stroud has been absolutely willing his team to unimaginable wins against teams that we feel like the Texans should have lost by double digits to.
Mm-hmm.
He just led a game-winning drive against Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I also think that. Excuse me. I also do think that two things can be true: that CJ Stroud has been playing the best football of any quarterback this season, and they're also a very young team that I could see losing after such a big up moment for the squad.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm going to take Houston just because we know more. I'm
going to take them at home. They're
we
at
know
home.
more.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm with you.
Yeah, I like them a lot. And fuck you, Jonathan Gannon. Fuck you.
Continue the propaganda.
Hey, he's a liar and a snake. And all the other things that I've already said numerous times on this program. Shout out Josh Dobbs for calling this man a snake. Him and Kayvon Wallace. Bro said, yeah, we're not trading you. You're staying with us moving forward. 24 hours later, Josh Dobbs gets a call from his agent. Hey, you have been traded to the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, wow, that's crazy. JG told me last night that I wasn't getting traded. Yeah, well, he lied.
Yeah, that's tough. Can't have
that's how it goes. The Jonathan Gannon experience. Anyway, next game here, Tennessee Titans going into Duval to take on the Jags.
Yep.
After coming off of one of the biggest beatings in history, the Jags are 7-point favorites at home. What do you think?
I'm taking Jacksonville. I still have a lot of faith in them as a potential Super Bowl contender. I think they're in good position to do so. I mean, they're still up in that division, in an overall bad division. And And I do think they're going to string together more wins. I think they're more like a Super Bowl contender than the team that they were last week. I just think the Niners had everything going for them. Trevor Lawrence has to clean up the fumbles, though. He's got like 20 balls on the ground already this season. He's got a lot of fumbles. So he needs to cut that shit out. But the Titans, I'm continuing my Titans propaganda of rooting against them.
Yeah. I'm going to co-sign that. I'm also taking Jags at -7. We need a big Travis Etienne day. Need it against a favorable front. Need it. And Terrell Edmonds, he's going to get cooked again by Calvin Ridley. Getting cooked.
I hope so. I have to play Ridley in fantasy this week.
Have fun with the Calvin Ridley experience.
I have the Calvin Ridley experience in my other league.
Gotcha.
So I'm double dipping.
You're familiar.
I'm double dipping.
Gotcha. All right. Next game here. Las Vegas Raiders going into Miami to take on the Dolphins. Dolphins are 12.5-point favorites at home.
Against a Raiders team that's won 2 in a row with the interim coach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I'm taking Miami. They're off a bye.
Yeah.
And I do think that Vegas is going to regress to the mean. I do think the honeymoon phase will end this weekend. And I think that the Dolphins are just going to blow the brakes off of them, bro. It's just not going to be pretty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Shout out moms, bro. Shout out moms.
Shout out moms.
Shout out mom. You missed the award show. I'm dressed in my shirt. He's got his suit jacket on. You missed the award show.
Jacket and everything. Yeah. You gotta rewind and watch it. But hey, stick around because we're about to pick your team right now.
Yeah, we are.
Dallas Cowboys on the road in Carolina to take on the Panthers.
Whoa. Who'd you take in Dolphins Vegas?
Dolphins.
All right, word.
I could totally see the Raiders covering though, but I don't see them winning. I see Miami winning, but I could see it being like a 1-score game.
Yeah, I could too.
But I don't know. That Miami has just the potential to just go off at any moment, and against that defense, they could. Cowboys are 10.5-point road favorites. I'm taking Dallas here.
Yep.
Reason being, I have no faith in Carolina, and we all know what Dallas is. They're front runners, and they see these opportunities against inferior teams like the Giants, Panthers. Yep. They're going to beat the brakes off of them, put up all the stats, and have Dak Prescott for some reason in MVP conversations. And
he kind of is.
No, I don't agree. Give me a signature Dak Prescott win this year against a winning team. Hasn't happened. Okay. But I think they're going to beat the brakes off the Panthers. They have nothing going for them. Frank Reich is getting the play calling duties back.
Yep.
But it's just not going to be enough.
No. Bryce Young against Dak is a mismatch. That defense. Not good.
I'm surprised this one isn't the plus minus 16.5.
Yeah. It's probably because they're on the road. It would be like 13-14 if they were at home. But yeah, Carolina's in for a beat down. An absolute beat down. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out to the Cowboys, 640 total yards last week. Let's go for 1,200 in 2 weeks.
They could. But hey, listen, all I'm going to say is 2 of the historically worst teams in football, bro.
Wah. Cry some more. Next team.
I'm just saying, bro. Put up 1,200 yards against the Niners and Eagles, and then
you are a negative Nancy.
I'm just saying, bro. We're not going to sit here and coddle.
I'm not coddling him.
Up.
I'm not coddling him. I'm propping up an individual performance of the week. That's all I'm doing. It don't got nothing to do with last week. No ifs, buts, and maybes about the future.
That's
wow.
Cool. I'm just saying. Y'all put up. Listen. They just haven't beaten a team with a winning record this year.
That's cool. All I'm gonna say. I ain't tripping. I ain't talking about the playoffs. I'm talking about wow. Y'all really laid the meat down.
They did.
That's all I'm talking about.
And they're gonna do it again against a historically bad team.
They are.
The other game here. Chicago going into the Thunderdome to take on the Lions. 8.5-point favorites are the Lions. Give me the Lions. Justin Fields is back for this one. Finally, with the thumb injury, he's done. The Tyson Bagent experiment is done, it seems like. I still doesn't change anything for me. I got the Lions at -8.5. Jared Goff in a dome, undefeated. Actually, he's not undefeated, but he's pretty damn good in a dome. Terrible Bears team. Lions have a pretty smooth path to the 1 seed in the NFC.
They do. Like if the Eagles cut it to like 2-2 this year, I mean, in this stretch, maybe lose one more fluky game towards the end of the year, and Detroit starts rolling with this light schedule they have, they could definitely take the 1 seed.
Yep. So we'll have to see, but yeah, give me the Lions.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm taking the Lions. Continue my Justin Fields is not a quarterback propaganda.
Sure.
That's all it comes down to. And shout out Matt Eberflus for being a terrible coach.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah,
Next game here.
Sure.
LA Chargers on the road in Lambeau, taking on the Green Bay Packers. Chargers are 3-point favorites on the road. Man, I don't know. Two underwhelming teams.
Yep. I'm going to take the
pick
Chargers. Okay. We're both taking the Chargers.
Okay. We're both taking the Chargers. Yeah. Okay.
I think at the end of the day, the Chargers will charger, but raw talent, I'll take them.
Yeah, they just have a lot more. They have way more talent than the Packers.
Yeah.
Their defense, like we've seen against quarterbacks like Zach Wilson and these lower level quarterbacks, I think they're going to take advantage of Jordan Love, and Justin Herbert is going to be able to do his thing. I think Jair Alexander is out as well, so that opens up the door for Keenan Allen to have another career game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't have faith in the Packers. I've been low on them all season, and it's obviously shown to be correct. So I tried to tell y'all, give me the Chargers.
Okay. I'm with you, bro. Not even a question.
Yeah. Next game here, another one we really couldn't give a shit less about. Yeah. The Giants going into Washington to take on the Commanders. Commanders are 9.5-point home favorites. Give me the Washington Commanders at 9.5. Again, kind of for the same, not really for the same reasons, but the Giants have beaten the Commanders already this year. I think they split, so I think the Commanders will beat them here at home. I mean, what are the Giants anymore?
Yep.
The Commanders have shown a lot of improvement over last year. Sam Howell's kind of proven to be a guy leading the league in passing. Him and Eric Bieniemy have a nice rapport. I think, hey, if Eric Bieniemy is the head coach next year, they're going to be in the playoff hunt. I think they might retool the defense a little bit. They got some weapons. If they can get another number 2 outside of Scary Terry and maybe another running back.
Yeah. I didn't understand trading Montez Sweat and Chase Young when they're playing this well with a chance of getting better next season. I didn't get it.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to pay him. Who knows?
Could come down to that, but no.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they've been playing very good. They've been in games against good teams like Seattle last week, the Eagles twice. I think they'll take care of a historically bad team.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, dude. The Giants are cooked. So
yeah, they are cooked. They might get the number 1 pick this year.
They might.
Next game here, Tampa Bay going into San Fran to take on the Niners. San Fran 11.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah.
This is a wacky line, bro. 11.5.
This is a wacky line. I think FanDuel's trying to bait us into taking Tampa Bay, but I'm not falling for it. I'm taking San Fran at home. They got their full team back. They're going to continue to roll. Tampa Bay has really fallen on their face after their decent start. The Baker Mayfield propaganda is still alive and well, but the Niners are just too damn good, dude. I'm taking them. I've already forgotten about the 3 straight losses because of what they did this past week with a full healthy team. So just give me the Niners. And the Chase Young, Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
That's a
Filthy.
problem.
Yeah, give me the Niners.
Yep.
I was kind of leaning towards Tampa Bay, but after you described how they've looked against teams with their full team, not named the Philadelphia Eagles, I give me the Niners.
Yep.
Next game here, New York Jets on the road in Buffalo, taking on the Buffalo Bills. What is left of the Buffalo Bills? Jets are 7-point road dogs. What you got, brother?
Bills are cooked. Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets to cover. We're gonna lose, but we're gonna cover. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. We beat them. We beat them week 1. And I feel like all the tapes out there on the Bills, people know how to beat the Bills.
Yeah.
If you can keep Diggs from getting the ball, you can beat them, no problem. Their defense is not the same with Matt Milano missing the rest of the year, or indefinite, which most likely will come down at the end of the year.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know if the Bills are one of those teams that gets hungry after losses, dude. I feel like after every loss, this team treats it like they just fucking got blown out in the Super Bowl. Like, it seems like every time they lost, something goes on with that team. Stephon Diggs is pissed. Josh Allen's not talking to media. Ken Dorsey gets fired.
Yeah.
Like, something happens when they lose football games, and the Jets are hungry because they know Aaron Rodgers is coming back. So, I
Black
think
Friday. He said it.
Maybe.
He said
Maybe.
it.
It's possible.
He said it.
We'll see.
I'm going to take the Bills here. Reason being, we've picked the same game, I think, every single game here, so we need one different.
No, we don't.
And yeah, that's true. But I feel like, listen, if Buffalo really if they really are who we think they are in terms
they'll
of
lose. If we think they are what I think they are, they'll lose.
All right, you want to mark me for the Jets then?
I can't. I already wrote it in pen.
Oh, it's already in pen. All right, yeah, no, I'll stand on business. Give me the Bills at -7. Tough loss against the Denver Broncos. But I mean, you look, this is one where I think they split with the Jets, and if they're really worth a damn, they'll come out and take care of business this week. Maybe the firing of Ken Dorsey lights a fire under their ass, and they change shit up and take care of business. But who knows? We'll see. I'm going to take that gamble, even though they should be added on a lot of people's lists of do not bet teams.
Facts.
So I'm taking the gamble. If it doesn't work out, then they're on my list. So yeah, give me the Bills.
I respect it, dude. I mean, they very well could win, and they could blow us out just because the Bills tend to do that from time to time. But I just think it's all coming to a head right now.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Jets keep it like a field goal or even win.
Facts, dude.
Like
imagine
the Broncos
we win
did.
twice
So,
in Buffalo.
Knows? Yeah. Yeah, bro. Next game here, another divisional game. Seattle Seahawks on the road in LA to take on the Rams. 1 point. This is a pick'em. Rams off a bye, I think.
Yep, they are. Matt Stafford is back. He's expected to play. I'm taking the Rams at home. We're finally going to get to see what the Cooper Kupp, Puka, healthy Stafford thing is. I'm excited to watch it because, I mean, they're not dead. It's the NFC. They're still not dead. So it's a stretch, but they're not dead. So I think they're going to try and get a win here at home in division. Seattle hasn't proven to be a world beater like we thought maybe they could be.
Right.
I mean, I tried to tell y'all, Geno Smith, he's been great, but they're not winning games.
He's not an MVP conversation, but he's been great, and they've been winning games. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay. It's tough, but yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, just at home, Stafford coming back, and will he be rusty? Maybe, but could he also be well rested? Yeah. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and LA's coming off a bye, so
yeah. Sunday Night Football. This is kind of a barn burner.
Woohoo.
Vikings on the road in Mile High against the Denver Broncos. Broncos are 2.5-point home favorites.
This is one of the tougher ones.
This is a bunch of teams that this is two teams we don't know who they are.
Yeah, this is probably one of the tougher games this week to pick. Just
Probably
because
yeah.
I mean, is Jetta back this week? I don't think so, but
let's double check. I don't know.
Yeah,
it didn't sound like he was officially, but let me look.
I mean, I don't know how much it matters because they've been doing good without him, obviously, with Josh Dobbs and the connection that Josh Dobbs and TJ Hawkinson have. I didn't know this, but apparently those guys work out together every offseason. I don't know if you saw that article.
I didn't see that.
But yeah, Josh Dobbs and TJ Hawkinson have been working out since their rookie years.
Damn,
so.
that explains why Hawk had a huge game on Sunday.
He's had over 200 yards in the 2 games that Dobbs has played there.
Yeah. So Justin Jefferson officially practiced. He was limited on Wednesday.
Okay.
Wide receiver maintained his listed activity level for week 9 prep. Entered the second week of a 21-day window. In the evaluation phase as it pertains to his return to action. So it's questionable. We're not too sure.
Yeah. I mean,
he's playing
do we believe in the Broncos moving forward more than we do the Vikings with Josh Dobbs based off of how the Broncos have been playing? This is a tough one. These teams are
right at they're neck and neck, bro.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with the Broncos at home.
Okay.
Reason being,
I think I'm with you on that, honestly, dude.
Yeah. Reason being, they knocked off the Bills, who not really they're a world beater anymore, but they're a team that is viewed in the top echelon of the league for whatever reason. And, they created turnovers and set the tone defensively from the beginning of the game. And their defenses are playing a lot better as of late, too.
Yep.
Not only with Russell Wilson, having an improvement over last year as a whole. And, in that game too, they had so many opportunities to make it a blowout that they didn't take advantage of. I think they go back, review the film, and, clean up the opportunities. Sean Payton, he's turning them around, bro. And, we're waiting for that Josh Dobbs game where we say, oh, well, we don't know if he's a guy. I think this might be the game. On the road against a uptrending defense, I got the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm with you on it. And then the best game of the week.
Oh, man, this is going to be great.
Yeah, bro, it's going to be an absolute movie.
Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. Kelsey Head.
Yep.
Not Arrowhead. It's in Kelsey Head. Travis Swift Head. Taylor.
I could go for some Swift Head.
DeAndre. Oh, man. Okay, so Kansas City, 2.5-point home favorites. This is, in my opinion, the Super Bowl matchup.
Yep.
The Super Bowl preview. If we wanted to look at games this year against juggernaut teams that are potential previews of a Super Bowl, this is it. It's a rematch of last year. In my opinion, this is the matchup that will end up happening this year. So here's a preview. Man, I don't know, bro.
Yeah. I have a few questions. One, we don't know if Taylor Swift's going to be at the game.
I'm assuming she will be at the game.
If she's at the game, Travis Kelce's going to have a great game.
He's going to be cooking
because he
Laurel in coverage, and I'm going to be crying, bro.
He just does that. He does that when Taylor Swift's in attendance. I don't know. I think right this second, I'm actually leaning towards Eagles to win. Because I think we're going to get a little bit of the Bengals beat the Chiefs in the regular season in Arrowhead just to lose to them in the playoffs. Because I have the Chiefs beating the Eagles in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know you do.
I feel like we could see something like that again where the Eagles get their get back from the Super Bowl and then lose to them again.
Yeah, see, my only thing is we haven't beaten Andy Reid. Andy Reid is undefeated against us.
Is he?
Since he's left.
And it's in Arrowhead. I think I'm going to take the Chiefs, dude. I think I'm going to. Taylor Swift in attendance. The Kelsey Bowl.
I hate to pick against my team, but I'm also going to take the Chiefs here at -2.5. I would not be shocked at all if we come out and win this game. I hope we do.
Won't either. I won't either. I won't be surprised.
I hope so. I hope we do because listen, this is a game where Jalen Hurts. This is a game where this is a statement game. You want to beat Patrick Mahomes, and a lot of the guys on this team are taking this game personal. After losing in the Super Bowl, they have the sour taste in their mouth. Yep. So you want to come back and get your get back, but do you want to do it in the regular season or when we meet them in the bowl?
And I do think it's really cool too that both these teams are coming off an extended bye Monday night.
That's the thing, like Andy Reid is like 21-3 or something off of buys. Nick Sirianni is 3-1. So, I mean, smaller sample size, but both coaches great off of buys. Our team has been great off of buys, but so is Kansas City. This is tough. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope this pick is wrong, but I'm gonna pick Kansas City here.
I might shed a tear.
Yeah.
I've never been more proud of you in my entire life.
Well, when we did the season predictions, I had us dropping this one. So
you did.
It is on script for me to take the Chiefs here, and it was tough. This one I was thinking about all day because I really do think we have a shot to win this game, and we definitely could.
Yeah, you absolutely do have a shot. Mm-hmm.
Listen, just as long as we whatever we did in the first half of the Super Bowl was great. We just have to adjust to the motion, which in the Miami game, I feel like we did a great job of that, kind of staying home and disciplined and not being scared. I wouldn't be surprised if we set the tone defensively or took Kelsey out of the game, had Sky Moore, forced Sky Moore and MBS to beat us one-on-one against our corners. I like that matchup. I do.
Yeah. The biggest change in all the units in this matchup from the Super Bowl to now is definitely that Chiefs defense, though.
Yeah. Although they're missing Nick Bolton for an extended period of time. So
they're missing Nick Bolton.
So
they also were missing him for a few games early in the year, though.
Right.
And they were playing great.
Yeah. I don't know. I have all the reasons the Eagles can beat them, but I'm gonna take the Chiefs and hope that I am wrong. I'm going to be rooting for the Birds on Monday night. Of course, I believe we can win, but I just don't want to see Travis Kelce score and then the pan to Taylor Swift. I'm going to punch my TV. This is definitely one where I could see Jalen Hurts having like a signature primetime win and also kind of elevate the MVP propaganda.
This could do the same for Mahomes, though.
That's true. If either one wins, this is the MVPs going at it.
We might see a live orgasm from Taylor Swift in the box.
As an Eagles fan and the girlfriend of Hall of Fame tight end Travis Kelce.
Yo, what if she comes out in a matching half jersey with Donna?
Bro, I hope she does, bro. Because if she's wearing all red, she is banned from performing in the sports complex for life. It's only right, bro. She's a Birds fan through and through, and now she's dating Trav. I understand it's hard to pick one. Just pick them both.
I want both.
Both of them.
I want both.
I want the whole load. Pause.
BOAF, both.
Yeah. No, bro, this is going to be a fantastic game. God, I hope we win. That would be huge. This is one where I think that we unfortunately take an L2 and then bounce back next week. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it. So, absolutely. Yeah. Right, not very often do I pick against the Birds, but here I am. Decked out in the Hurt season hat. Yeah, bro.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what's going on here. Hope I'm wrong, though. I've been wrong every single time I've picked against them, and that's only been once.
Yeah. True.
All right, let's get in the locks of the week. First off, mine. Take it in. They're all right. The Detroit Lions at -8 versus the Bears. I mean, again, we talked about it earlier. Jared Goff is him in a dome. They've been playing lights out. They just came off of a domestic dispute with the Chargers. Justin Fields' first game back. I just don't have faith in Chicago to, move the needle in this game. Washington against the Giants. It was between them and Houston as my lock because I just the Giants are cooked. The Washington Commanders have been surprisingly slightly above mid at best, but mid.
Mm-hmm.
But they're a young team showing improvement. Sam Howell has turned out to be somewhat of a guy. And, I think they can take advantage of Danny DeVito at quarterback. At home as well. They're going to split with the Giants, so this is it here. They'll probably beat them by 15, 16, something like that. No tie this time. I remember last time I did these picks by myself, and I predicted the tie between these two teams. Bro, that's probably my greatest accomplishment on this program. Saying I wouldn't be surprised if these two teams ended a tie. And sure as shit enough, 2020 tie.
Yep.
But yeah, that Washington, they got a lot of momentum. They're one of those Hail Mary wild card teams in the NFC. If they string a couple wins together and get some help, but I doubt it. But they're too good not to be in top 5, but not good enough to be in the wild card. But yeah, against the Giants, I think they take advantage. And my absolute lock of the week, Houston at home, -4.5 versus the Arizona Cardinals. Fuck you, Jonathan Gannon. Get the meat laid down. CJ Stroud coming off of an improbable win against Joe Burrow in Burrowhead. Coming back to Stroudhead in NRG. And this could be an interesting game, but listen, the Houston Texans have been beating teams that we didn't really think that they were going to beat. And CJ Stroud has turned everything that he's thrown to into gold, apparently. And I think that continues against a favorable matchup against the Cardinals. So lock it in.
Nice picks, dude.
Thanks.
Nice picks.
See, you like them this week.
I do like them this week because I agree with all of them because I picked the same. All right. My picks of the week. You picked all favorites. I took all underdogs.
I like it.
So I'm taking Pittsburgh in Cleveland, 1.5 point favorites, mainly because I love the odds of me getting points, and they're going up against DTR in his first legitimate full week of starter reps. His first start in that scenario. I just think the Steelers right now will probably have the better offense in this game, and I think that's what it's going to come down to, which offense can make the most plays. So I'm going to take the Steelers there. And then the Bengals, like I said earlier, 3.5 point underdogs. I think they are willing themselves to wins, and Ravens are throwing games away, even though they've only thrown away 3. I still think the Bengals, they need this game more than the Ravens do, and I think they're going to have it. So I'll take the Bengals on the road. And then the Rams at home, I get points. Matt Stafford's coming back. He's the better quarterback in the matchup. I think Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are going to play great. Maybe, hot take, 200 yards combined between the two and a tud each.
Hot take.
Something like that. A tud each and 200 yards. I could see it. But yeah, I like them at home off a bye. It's a good line. So yeah, I'm taking the Rams here as my lock of the week.
Cool.
Yeah, bro.
I don't hate it.
No, it's solid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I picked all of them too, so hey, I don't hate it.
So if you guys want to make money,
hey,
take all 6 of these into a parlay.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of parlay, shout out the sponsor of this video, FanDuel.
Yeah. Shout out FanDuel. Yep. Ah, man. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, it was.
This was a good show.
I really hope that I am wrong about picking against the Eagles. I'm 0-1 in picking against them. So
yeah,
here's to hoping 0-2.
Yeah, dude.
Shocked.
All right. Well, everybody, thank y'all for listening to the Day One podcast. We appreciate it as always. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, whether you're on a boat, bus, plane, space shuttle, tricycle, unicycle, quad, jet ski, whatever you're on. Turn your phone hotspot on because I know y'all greasy fucks all have unlimited data on your phone.
And if you don't, there
Get
is
it?
Wi-Fi connection everywhere.
There is. So unless you're inside of a hardware store like a Lowe's or a Home Depot, for some reason, ain't nobody got service in there.
Yep.
So if you're going to watch our content, don't go to Lowe's. Don't go to Home Depot. Watch it anywhere else.
Go to McDonald's. They have Wi-Fi.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Do all that good stuff. I'm Kyle. That's Anthony. See y'all later.
Peace.